Hey, today I want to share with you a little routine that my husband and I do before we travel. So, when we come back home, we know that we have a really nice, clean, and neat apartment. I always find that preparing ahead we leave and having the apartment nice and clean before we leave, it makes our return smoother and we come into a nice and clean apartment, just ready to relax after the trip. Something that is really important for my husband and I is to don't let food be waste, right? Go to the waste because we didn't use. So a really good motivation to check what is in your refrigerator is just to take everything out, wipe it out, give it a really nice clean, and then you know what do you have on your fridge. So let's say we still have a couple of days that we are gonna stay here in our apartment, but although we are already preparing for it. Have I packed? Not yet, but at least I already know what all the veggies that I have, everything that we should be using right now for these couple of days. So no food will go to waste because we will eat everything. And sometimes I just prepare easy, quick meals so I can use everything that is in the refrigerator. But something important is to take everything out, give it a really nice clean, clean the whole entire fridge. So while you're using all these vegetables, your refrigerator is already clean. Then when you come back, your refrigerator is gonna be empty. Yes, empty, because you use everything that is vegetables, and then you're gonna have already a nice clean refrigerator when you come back to fill it out with fresh vegetables and fruits. The best thing that you can come after traveling is come into your apartment and feel it nice and fresh and clean. So yes, we usually have a specific place for every single object, and we usually keep our apartment really nice and neat. But if I found little tiny details, probably are my stuff in different spots, so I try to put everything in that specific place in their own home. So when I come back home from traveling, as I keep saying, it's just beautiful to open up that door and understanding that everything is organized. It's just like a treat. It's going, do you know, like when you go to a hotel and you go into the hotel and it feels nice and fresh and clean because everything is nice and fresh and clean? It's the same. Then you come home and everything is nice and fresh and clean. One thing that helps us a lot is doing a quick grocery trip and get stuck into frozen foods. We are not a family who eats a lot of frozen foods because of many other reasons. I love eating fresh vegetables and fruits, as you may know already, but something that I love is like when we travel, go to a quick trip to the grocery, get stuck into frozen foods, so we really do not have to stress out when we come back home, because sometimes you are extremely tired, and then if you have nothing on the refrigerator, there is only two things that you can do. or take out, buy food from the outside, that I really prefer to have frozen food for that, or just have in your freezer frozen food for a couple of days, so you know that you have things to have for breakfast, things to have for lunch and for dinner for 1 or 2 days, and after that then you can go to the grocery and get your vegetables and all your produce that you know that is gonna be nice and fresh. But at least you don't have to stress out and run the same day that you came from travel to do groceries. That will stress me so much that this method has worked for us wonders. We even frozen or we buy sourdough bread, so we froze the sourdough bread, so we freeze everything, and we know that when we come back home we have things for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and that makes my trip actually more how I can say, coming back home less stressful. We also make sure that everything from the laundry, maybe just a couple of things are gonna be dirty, but the majority things from the laundry is gonna be nice and clean and done. Literally, to come back home and have a clean bed that you are going to sleep is wonderful. When you come back home and you are going to unpack, you know that you don't have already your laundry basket full. Actually, I do my laundry before traveling, so when I unpacked, I even don't need to do laundry. I just put everything away and I don't have to stress out about laundry. So it's like, for me, traveling, I love, my husband and I love traveling, but I also try to make it as easy as a pleasant of coming back and understanding that unpacking is everything is clean as well, so we just put everything back. Then when we come back home, everything is nice, clean and organized, so it feels like another vacation from the vacation that we came, instead of having so many errands to do or many things to wash or many things to do after traveling. Then you will stress out, because guess what, after traveling as well, I have to go back to work. So imagining that if I don't do all this preparation before and then I go travel, I enjoy the travel, but then I have to come back home, do everything, not only me but my husband and I do all the chores from the apartment and then go back to work. Oh my god, that wouldn't be pleasant at all. So by me doing all of this preparation makes my come back nice and easy. Yes, maybe I'm a little bit stressed right now before my traveling, a week before my travel, but I know that that's going to bring me a peace of mind when I come back. I don't know, that's the way that I like it. And of course, you already know. Do we live minimalist? Yes. Do we live furniture free as well? Yes. Do I have over 20 plants? Yes. So am I minimalist with my plants? Not. So I make sure that I water every single of my plants, and then a couple days before or the day before I leave, I'm going to put water in each tray of each plant so they can have a little bit of water there while we are traveling. That's the thing that always stressed me out, especially now that we're gonna go for a month. And I know that a month is, we try to travel for a month every single time, but it always stresses me out to see if my plants are surviving or not. They usually survive, and they usually behave, and they usually wait for me, so I am grateful for that. But it's really important to water all your plants before you leave, and leave them a little bit of water so they are happy with you. So that's my little travel prep routine. Things that I do: cleaning, laundry, watering the plants, getting stuck with frozen foods, and just those little details that it sounds simple, but maybe people don't do it before they travel, or maybe you already do. But when you come back home, as I said, over and over and over and over, you are gonna feel like you are coming to a hotel in a nice, clean place where you are going to understand that everything is nice and clean, everything is nice and neat, that you can take maybe 2 or 3 days off after your travel and before you have to go and work, and you know that you don't have to rush and do different things because you don't have anything prepared yet. So hope that this video give you ideas what to do before you travel, especially if it's a long travel. And then when you come back, you are going to be nice and relaxed and clean as well, clean mind especially. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you next time. I think the next video is gonna be about packing minimalist. Bye.